Hey guys, so today we're gonna do like a little follow up of yesterday's video, and okay, the door is closed and everything. Cause listen, yesterday I talked about a mistake that I made. I can't really talk about exactly what the mistake I made, but let's say it applies to any mistake that you can make. What is that? Oh, it's my straw. Today I'm drinking tea. I'm drinking black tea. It's not Coca Cola. It kind of looks like Coca Cola, doesn't it? Mm. But yeah, I mean, is it nighttime? Yes. Does black tea have caffeine? Yeah. But I've drank coffee during the day and it didn't do much for me. I don't know if I don't know what's going on. Maybe I'm too tired or maybe I'm just getting used to coffee too much. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, so today, talking about the mistake I made. Listen, there was two things that happened. I think it was like 2 weeks ago. It was one thing that happened to me and then the mistake I made. The thing that happened to me upset me. Whenever things happen to us, I can't disclose it either. But disclose it. Who am I? I can't talk about it either. But the thing is, like, what what I wanted to talk about today is things happen to us all the time. People do us wrong. People disappoint us. Things happen to us. Unfair things happen to us, and it's like really, it's I don't know, it's upsetting. Maybe it's saddening. Like it makes you sad, or maybe it makes you like angry or whatever. Those things can happen, but the problem is for me, when I make a mistake, I feel worse because when something happened to me, when the thing that happened to me, I felt bad, like really bad during that day. And then the next day I felt better because I was like, okay, it's a different day, like nothing happened. We go on, we keep moving. But when I made that mistake, I think it was like 2 days later, I was like, no, I can't believe it. You know what I mean? Because it's like, when things happen to us, it's like, okay, I have no control over what happens and what people do and stuff. What is that? Oh, it's that. Okay. Because I'm filming with my phone and it was like a toggle of like widgets or something like that. And I hadn't seen it because I just updated my phone. So I don't know. There are things that I didn't know, how they worked. Anyway, so I'm getting too distracted. Anyway, when that thing happened to me, if you saw yesterday's video, I was knocked over. Okay, like it was terrible. You know what I mean? Like for 3 to 4 days, I was feeling so bad. You know what I mean? Like I kept going, but I was feeling so bad about it. I was like, this has happened to me before. 2 years ago, in within a span of like, I don't know, like 2 or 3 weeks, I made two mistakes. I had a crush on a guy. Now this I can talk about. So I had a crush on a guy, and I behaved really erratically because I would get so nervous around him. He was like so, to me, he was really attractive, but he was very like scary looking. Which now looking back, he was more like cute, but for some reason it was intimidating. I don't know if it's because he was really tall or whatever. I don't know. But it was a guy that whose presence, I don't know, I was intimidated by. I don't know. I liked him so much I would get so nervous, which hasn't really happened to me. Anyway, so I would get so nervous around him. I would behave erratically. I would get too shy to the point where I would like pretend he wasn't even there. Do you know what I mean? Like it was, I think I looked like an idiot in front of him. You know what I mean? Good thing is, I don't think he was a guy that like looked alive a lot. I don't want to call him stupid or anything, but I don't know. He was like probably one of those guys who like don't think things through a little bit. He was a good person. He was a good person. But I don't think what I'm saying is, one, he didn't have a crush on me, and two, I don't think he paid attention to like, to me in or many things in general. You know what I mean? Like it's one of those people who are like, I don't think they even noticed like anything. You know what I mean? Like I don't think he knew that I was even there. Do you know what I mean? And then I also made another mistake. I did a group project for a subject. It was the last year of undergrad, and I'm a good student. I consider myself a good student. Or, yeah, I mean, I technically was, and I was in a group assignment with two of my classmates slash friends who were also really good students, and I think I was scared that I disappointed them because the moment because we had to do a presentation, right? We had to do like what the project was and then we had to like present it. And my presentation was terrible because each of us did their part and I didn't know their part as much as I knew my part. And apparently it was the same for them because they also knew their part more than they knew my part. But it was unlucky because I was asked more things about their part and they were asked more things about their part. I don't know how that happened, but like that's what they told me because I was like, "Oh my god, like I did it so terribly. Like I'm so sorry. Like I should have studied more." And they were like, "No, listen, you were just unlucky that you were asked more about our parts. Like we were lucky we were asked about our parts, you know?" So it was kind of that. Allegedly, that's what they told me. That made me feel better, but I still feel like I should have done it better. You know what I mean? Like I didn't study that much. I don't know. I thought I knew it better than I did. But the thing is, like, it's the stupidest thing. But I felt bad. My point is, I felt bad because it was my mistake. I was the one that made the mistake. If it had been one of them who didn't do it that well, it's like, okay, maybe she didn't have the best day or whatever. It can happen to any of us. Or, okay, she didn't know our part as much as she did her part, and as much as she knew her part. And it's the same for me, but I was lucky enough to have been asked, like, my part, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I would have thought the same thing that they thought. I know them. You know what I mean? Like, they would have been annoyed if they would have looked annoyed if they had been annoyed, you know? And I was also really embarrassed with the professor because he was somebody I really appreciated and I wanted to impress him or at least not disappoint him. So it was, you know what I mean? Like it was, yeah, like it was terrible. So for those weeks, I felt terrible because it's not so much things that happened to me, but things that I did. And it was one of the moments that I've been the most like knocked over. I feel like in the past few years because when it's my fault, I'm like, fuck, because it was something that was under my control. When it's something that's not under your control, it's like, okay, I can't help, you know, that this can happen or that can happen, whatever, it doesn't matter. Like, it's fine. But when it's your fault, it's like, it was something I could control and I didn't. You know what I mean? Like, that knocked me over. So I was reminded of that these past few weeks because I was like, okay, like things happen to you and stuff like that, but I feel worse when I fuck up because I don't know if it's like embarrassment or I don't know. I think it's embarrassment. I think it's embarrassment at the end of the day because it's like, oh, it was my fault and people know it. Or what are people going to think of me? You know, I usually talk about like not caring what people think. But when you fuck up, you know what I mean? Like I always talk about like making videos. But when you fuck up, you know what I mean? And you may disappoint somebody with something that you did or something that you said or something that you underprepared. How about that? What about that? You know what I mean? So it's that kind of thing. And I was reminded of that. I was like, okay, next time something happens to me, remember, was it somebody else's fault? Or did somebody fuck up? Or did somebody make the mistake? Did somebody disappoint me? Or did something happen? Or was it something that I did? Because if it was something I did, if it was my mistake, then I would feel terrible. More terrible. Terrible-er, you know? So, yeah. I don't know. I was reminded of that, and I was reminded in the most terrible way. Like this, I don't know. I've been knocked over. It was terrible. You know, sometimes, and this is a topic for another video, sometimes you think you have a great idea. And then when you execute it, like either right after executing it or as you're executing it, you're like, oh my God, this is the most terrible idea ever. What made me think this was a good idea? And that never happened to me before. Do you know what I mean? Like sometimes you learn things the hard way and it's terrible, but I don't know. Like it's things that kind of like make me feel better. It's like, okay, when something happens to me, it's like, okay, at least I didn't make the mistake. And when I make the mistake, it's like, well, okay, I don't know. What is the mantra to make me feel better about that? I don't know. I guess life goes on. Keep going. I don't know. So yeah, that was the thought that I wanted to express to you guys today. Or the yeah, kind of like the reflection. Today is not really like an advice type of day. Just I don't know. It's that's what that was. That's what that was. So I'll leave you guys on that note and on that terribly lame note, I think. And I'm gonna make the video in Spanish. I still have way more than enough coffee for that. I mean tea for that. It looks like coffee though. No, it doesn't look like coffee. So yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.